and it's set in a small town in West Cork, not called Clonakilty. It's called Ballinatoom, and it's about an 18-year-old girl called Emma O'Donovan, and Emma is beautiful, intelligent, popular. She has the world at her feet. And then one night she goes to a party, she gets drunk and she passes out, and when she wakes up the next day, she's been thrown on the front porch of her house and she has no recollection of how she got there. And it's only when pictures start to emerge on social media that she can piece together what's happened to her the night before. So I'm going to read you an extract. This is when she's at the party and she's with her friend Jamie. After one violent retch that sounds like it might burst the lining of her stomach, Jamie wipes her mouth, then gets to her feet unsteadily, holding onto the toilet for balance. Do you need help? She bends over the sink, splashing her face with water. Standing up straight, she looks at me in the mirror. Her face is blotchy, her eyeliner smeared halfway down her cheeks. What do you care? Jamie, you said it would be better. Jamie, it's not better, Emma. It's not better. Her breath is rasping in her throat. You said. She can barely get the words out through her tears. She looks such a mess. And there must be something wrong with me because I know I should feel sorry for her, but all I feel is disgust. Look at yourself, I want to tell her. You're ruining your makeup. Do you even care? I tried to shush her, telling her to come on, Jay, you need to calm down. This isn't the right place for this. But she ignores me, sitting on the toilet seat, her head in between her knees, so all I can hear through her wails is, you said that if I... Dylan, you told me to. Come on, Jamie, stop it. But you told me. It's happened to loads of people. It happens all the time. You wake up the next morning and you regret it, or you don't remember what happened exactly. But it's easier not to make a fuss. But that's not how it happened. She stares up at me. I told you what happened. But I wasn't there with you, Jamie, was I? How am I supposed to know what really happened? But I told you. I didn't want to. You didn't say no. I crouched down in front of her, placing my hands on her shoulders. You told me. You didn't say no. But... She shrugs my hands off her and looks at me with such despair that my skin crawls. I didn't say yes either. This is, the book is in two parts, so it's before the rape and after the rape. So this is afterwards, and it's just really about the impact of the incident on Emma's family. Brian walks into the kitchen area. Neither he nor our father is saying anything when he returns with a plate of shepherd's pie. The scrape of a knife on my father's plate, shallow breathing and waving a hand in front of his face when he realizes how hot the food is, gulping down water to cool his mouth. We eat in silence. I wonder if it will always be like this. Will it just be me, my mother, and my father, eating our dinner every night at the same time? Shepherd's pie on a Monday, bacon and cabbage on a Tuesday, lasagna on a Wednesday, stir-fry on a Thursday, salmon and broccoli bake on a Friday, quiche and salads from the Organic Kitchen Project on a Saturday, the roast dinner on a Sunday. Brian would come home every weekend for a while, pulling me onto the sofa on a Friday night to watch the Late Late Show or a movie with him, asking me how my week went. Did I have any plans for Saturday? Had I given any more thought to my leaving cert, or college, or an evening class, or an online course, or some other idea he would come up with to try and force me to leave the house and be normal? But he would start to dread it. He would start to hate opening the door into this house full of ghosts. There would be one weekend missed, then another. He would start to come home once a month, then for birthdays and bank holidays, then maybe just for Christmas and Easter. He would move away to Canada or Australia or Japan, somewhere far enough that he wouldn't feel guilty about not visiting more often. There would be emails, promises to Skype, packages arriving in the post full of expensive, useless items that he saw and thought of me. Then he would meet someone who laughed a lot, and her family would be close and loving, and they would welcome him as if he was one of their own. He would bring her home to meet us, and her eyes would be wary, and she would speak to me in gentle, low tones. They would have children, and then they would visit less often. Children are so sensitive to energy, they would tell each other. We don't want them to absorb the negativity in that house. And he would tell himself not to blame me. It's my fault. He would tell himself to wish that he had a different sister. More emails, more phone calls, more Christmases spent with her family, while my parents and I ate Brussels sprouts and stuffings in front of the television, numbing ourselves on carbohydrates and reruns of classic movies. I would look at my mother and my father and marvel at how old they had become, how they had turned 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. And I hadn't even noticed. And then I would realise that I was old too, my bones starting to creak as my skin sagged around them. I would lie awake in the same single bed that I had slept in since I was a child, staring at a blank ceiling, wondering where the stars had gone.
I think the strength in that book is the before and the after, and the devastation, the complete desert